When 60% of restaurants fail within the first year and 80% within 5, how do you build a culinary business that will withstand the test of time? We're here in Chicago, the Windy City, a cultural melting pot, a place I've called home for many years. And I'm sitting down with a friend, Sergio Di Sapio. He started cooking from a young age and he learned the trade from his father. He opened up his first restaurant at the young age of 21, and now he has 5 thriving businesses, and he's even in the process of opening up a 6th establishment. How does he do it? Why does he not fail? How can he touch a property and find success? Today, we're going to find out. What year did you come to Chicago?
I came in 1980.
How was it?
It was life-changing. It was, we came from Argentina. My dad came here first in the 70s, maybe 4 years before us. Yeah, so I started working making empanadas for my dad, and we started selling empanadas at the grocery store, and it started selling more and more, and so for me, to make 200 empanadas was $20 at that age.
12 years
Yeah,
ago,
so I was making money already, and from that age already, I felt like, okay, I'm gonna start saving,
You wanted to open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
And what did your dad say to you?
I was 21, I was turning 21, I was 20, and he goes, yeah, you wanna open up a restaurant? You got any money? He tells me, and I go, yeah, I got money. How much you have? And I told him I have 17,000. 17,000? He's like, well, give it to me, and we'll build it out. And I'm like, okay, and I gave it to him,
So you gave him every penny you
I
had?
gave him everything, yeah.
First of all, for a 20-year-old lad,
Yeah.
to have $17,000, and that was all hard-earned money.
That was
not, no one gave it to you, no family,
no, that was just like saving up, since I was young, since I was working, I always just saved everything, I put everything away. Family and my father put this work into me. I grew up working. I seen him work so hard coming here from Argentina when he was in his late 30s.
I never seen a family like this, actually, believe me. And the whole family's practically hard working. Starting from the mother, the sister, the daughter, Sergio, everybody. I mean, they're here every day. It's crazy.
Sergio's really good with his team. We were raised, like I said, to be workers. We were never allowed to think that you're better than the dishwasher or the busboy. It doesn't feel, and this is what I hear from our employees all the time, is that they don't feel like they're just an employee of a place. They become part of the family because we work as a family.
This was a teamwork, but they raised very slowly. What I admire about them that they would create one step at a time, and then they would create a platform, and then a little more steps, and then another platform, and that's, I think, the secret of their success.
You are not just a restaurant owner, you're a real estate guy.
Yeah, for me, it was important to get into real estate. When I did the restaurants, I was like, I want to own it. I don't want to rent it. Also, the whole rentals, with all my buildings, for instance, I have apartment rentals, and so I fix up the buildings. Go in there, put up the rents. Most people, when they get into the restaurant business, they get a big loan.
Yeah.
They get into a whole building, the restaurant and the architects and everything. It costs tons of money.
Yeah.
And then it's never yours. It's really you're just renting. And then, restaurant business, when you build something super nice, when it goes bad, nobody gives you anything for it. From a young age, my mom would always tell me, you need to be an owner. You need to own your own apartment. You need to start your own business. So she always pushed me too.
Tell us a little bit about each of your businesses. You got the grocery store, which I love it. I feel like I'm going back a few generations.
Yeah, that's the thing about the grocery store. It's you don't want to change it. And I feel like it makes part of what we are, you know. So we have the butcher shop, but we were focusing on, it was like a South American store. Then we had the empanadas. The empanadas were always like right away, something quick.
So
We
good.
always had those empanadas. And you know, it was like the corner grocery store for the neighborhood. There's not a lot of places that you could get like a big piece of meat. Like, we haven't changed it. We've done it the same way since he was around. And anything that we have at the restaurant, you could pretty much buy at that butcher shop. Tango Sur's food is very traditional Argentine, very typical cuts of meat, the empanadas, you know, the parrillada, the short ribs, the flat meat, and we just made a very simple menu. People appreciate that. They're getting a good quality cut of meat for a good price. I had the opportunity came about with Bodega where I was able to purchase this property and the business with it. I ended up realizing that the business came with liquor licenses and packaged good license, and next door to Tango Sur, which is BYOB. The idea here was, you know, a nice wine shop with beer and liquor and wine. It's almost like we always wanted a waiting room or somewhere where people could go before they come to Tango Sur. Bodega is that, and more now. What I try to do at Folklore is Wicker Park was always a more trendier, hipper neighborhood at the time when I moved there. I never wanted to do the same thing. So people were asking me like, hey, why don't you do another Tango Sur? And I was like, you know, I can't match Tango Sur. Like, there's no way I could build another one and do the same thing. So I have Enya, which I did. That was my second spot. The Enya is like, you know, like a Argentine lounge with music.
You're going to be opening up a new restaurant on Ashland.
Yeah, I have a new spot. It's a bar, more like just like a lounge to go and have good cocktails and small portion foods that you could share, almost like tapas, you know.
I think Sergio's success is due, number one, to his appreciation of creating spaces, welcoming spaces and environments. There's kind of like the sultriness to it. There's a really just attractive kind of sexy spaces. He's really good at creating that, whether it's with design of the layout or, like I said, the music. That the people that come to any of his establishments can't wait to return again. From your perspective, you've been a successful businessman. What is it? Why is it so hard?
The hours are, you know, are crazy.
How many hours a week do you work?
I would say over 70, close to 80 a week. And the money is not what everybody expects. You know, everybody thinks that just because you have a restaurant, you have all this money, but a lot of the money you have to reinvest into the restaurant, into your people. You have to have different options. That's why what we had chatted before about the real estate. That's why I got into the real estate part of it too.
Yeah.
It's not an industry that you'd want to get into unless you love it and grew up in it, or just have that thing that pushes you past all the craziness that comes with it. Keep to what you know, and do it right.
Yeah.
But then also like create this atmosphere where people not just coming in to eat the steak, but to feel like they're somewhere else.
Yeah. You can get away with bad food, but bad service, people never forget it.
That's true. The service is like, that's one of my things too. That's why I love to serve people, and I love to talk to people and show them a good time and make them feel good. So when I opened up the restaurant, like that was my number one thing. Like, at least if something went wrong with the food, but you got good service, they would forgive you, or say, I understand.
Yeah.
If you care about it and you really you put all into it, your team that you build will see that. You have to know your niche too. You have to know what are your people that are going to come in. Are you high end? Are you low end? Are you middle? It's hard when you go middle, because when you're going in the middle, you're not making as much money as you're supposed to be making. Because I own my properties, I can maintain that level.
Yeah.
And we have the butcher shop. We cut all our meat, so we don't have any waste. If somebody over orders for you, is making too much fancy plate set where you can't afford it,
Yeah.
and it's not selling,
Yeah.
it goes to waste.
Yeah.
When things go to waste, you start losing money and you don't even see it. It's just slowly going out. That's one thing I learned with my father, because him being a butcher, nothing goes to waste. And that's how you don't lose money.
I've really enjoyed sitting down today, chatting with you. A lot of great tips. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're a great businessman, a wonderful friend, and such a good entrepreneur. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to see you, man.
Cool. Thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck with the new business.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
What do you think?
I mean, look at the colour. Golden colour. The ridges are perfect.
It's ready to eat.
You haven't lost your touch, have
Thank
you?
you.
I tell you, spot on. Ready?
Thank you.
Here we go.
That was good.
100 more to go. Until next time, I'm John Ashton. See you soon.